Pretty close that Mask and Scary kind of tanking up that Titan, getting low, but still wasn't enough for JeffHindla to defend SpaceStation's chances in Game 2. But how about SpaceStation's chances in Game number 3? We're ready with picks and bans and what will be our final game here on this late Friday night. Trifecta trying to get their first win of the season. SpaceStation played earlier today, Taco. They were able to bring down E-United. Trifecta, I mean, a tough ask for them at the beginning of the year. I mean, you go up against CLG and SpaceStation your first two games. Those are two pretty tough ones. And I feel like if Trifecta comes out 1-1 in that situation, they're probably going to be okay with that.
More than likely going to be all right with that situation, but for now, it's all about whether or not Trifecta is going to be able to close out the set with a back-to-back standout performances that are going to let them take this set win over SpaceStation. And we're embarking into the depths of the 2032 hours between these two teams. Can probably expect a little bit of flair coming out from their picks as well. And Thoth going to be the very first choice for SpaceStation.
Man, I'll tell you what, with how well Baskin has played this set and today overall, tough to watch him lock in that Thoth first pick. But that's kind of the meta that's developed in this set early on. hi-rez, two gods that have carried games on each side now, so Trifecta feel the need to ban those away, and that leaves open Thoth for Baskin.
It's almost like a pick your poison if you're sitting in Trifecta's shoes, because you've got to take away the hi-rez. You really don't want to allow SpaceStation to get that as a first pick. And the same could honestly be said for the Daji. You let andinster get the Daji again, he's going to be doing the exact same thing as he did in the previous matches, where all that control, especially off of that instant Daji ultimate cancellation, and just the burst damage in general, a little bit too much to handle. Why put your carries through that? Why put your team through that, actually? Might as well just ban it away.
Camazotz and Artio, the other two selections here for SpaceStation. Artio, it feels like, is a shot at Scary D. He's been playing that god quite a bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Cullen ban here to knock out the other god that Scary has played a lot of. Turns out that SpaceStation more worried about Mask in the jungle than what Scary could be bringing out of the solo lane. That Sobek could be slotted in for him, though Neil plays it pretty well. So just kind of waiting and seeing what Trifecta solo laner wants to go for. Soul again here for Trifecta. They've been playing that quite a bit as BaRRaCCuDDa goes back to one of his signature gods in the Jing way.
Personally, I'd prefer to see Scary D allowed a pick that can make him play a little bit more aggressively. He seems to really stand out from the rest of the other warriors whenever he's able to harass those backlines, and not allowing him to work his way into those compositions from the get-go could be slightly problematic for Trifecta, and they're willing to take their chances. It seems like it's going to be the solo back and Athena headed for Guardian.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love this Ganesha last pick here for SpaceStation, specifically into the Susano. So much of what Susano wants to do is in two parts, or maybe even three. In the case of the Stormkata, he wants to teleport to the jet stream, wants to explode the Typhoon. Ganesh Silence shuts all of that down and more. I love this pick here for JeffHindla. Plus, it just synergizes well with what Jeff likes to do, which is just be there to protect his carries and have to initiate when he has to.
Well, it seems as though both of these teams have got their drafts locked and sealed away. They are more than prepared. Some serious gaming going on here tonight, Aggro.
Without a doubt, it's Trifecta versus SpaceStation game number 3. SpaceStation took game 1 after a nice Fire Giant steal from Baskin, just when it looked like Trifecta was going to be able to pull it out. Game 2 was Trifecta pretty much from the get-go with some good plays from Baskin and Aquarius sprinkled in. So now you got to reset, find this game 3. Susano has been kind of the assassin that's just underneath the gods like Daji and Camazotz. Do you think Mask is going to have what it takes on this pick to take home the game 3 for Trifecta?
Normally, I would say yes, because I think that Mask is a very talented player, but facing off against that draft that SpaceStation has opted for, the Artio and the Ganesh, those two gods alone, the Cripplefield and the Silences, completely annoying to try and deal with as a Susano, just preventing so much of his kit and that mobility that you're accustomed to seeing on Susano. Not going to really be an option for him here, and plus the dive potential as well from the Camazotz, hard to get away from.
There you have it, SpaceStation versus Trifecta, final game of the night. It's Finch and it's Tom to bring you the game.
Well, SpaceStation won the blowout, or not the blowout, but the one where it was by a razor edge margin. Trifecta won the grindy one. Now we got the game 3. This is the one that's really going to determine here between SpaceStation and Trifecta, Tom. Could you ask for anything more here?
Not really, man. This has been a fantastic matchup. Really, what I'm looking here for, I want to see Trifecta win because they're the lower card. They're definitely not the predicted winner, but also because, like I said, I want to see this team just learn this split. Don't forget, this is the spring, we've got the summer, and then, of course, the fall. I'm not expecting them to be number 1 or number 2 or even number 3 here, but Trifecta have a lot to learn, and I think by toppling SSG, that'll give them VODs to watch for a long time.
Well, let's take a look and see who do you all think's gonna win this one, Mixer. I've been asking you all set long. It's no clearer to me. How about you? Go ahead and vote there in that Mixer chat in the poll and let us know. But Tom, they don't get points if they get one win here and then let SpaceStation 2-0. We don't do it like that. It's you win or nothing, so they got to get it. They got to pull this win out if they want these points. They have fought hard for them.
Absolutely, and looking at the way game 2 went, Trifecta, very, very strong, but I am with Taco, playing Susano into a silence man like the Ganesh. Just not what you want to do. Now, it's interesting because Metyankey is actually, when you're playing the soul or the in-hand oriented mages, they're affected a little bit less by the silence nonsense that Ganesh brings. But it's going to absolutely shut down Mask. P.S. So will Aquarius. So I keep mentioning how the junglers are very important. Well, guess what? SpaceStation have drafted against the enemy jungler.
This is looking like Trifecta has almost the exact same comps at Mask. Is that right? And Susano, everything else is looking good here for like what they had last game. Metyankey was great on the Soul, Zapman on the Ho Yi. But this time, Baskin is on that Thoth pick. I mean, for a while in that last game, he wasn't really a factor on that Scylla pick. He came up big for him late, but early on, he wasn't really there. That is not going to be a thing this game on that Thoth pick. We're going to be seeing Baskin's name coming up a lot, or at least SpaceStation are hoping so. And I trust Baskin to be able to deliver with it. That's what they're going to need from him.
Yeah, same thing with andinster on the bat here. I mean, a lot of the control that he was trying to bring just didn't really, he wasn't able to be the guy that he was in previous matches. Andinster now playing on the Camazotz, he'll just be able to bring a lot more of the raw power and hopefully be a little bit more successful.
Yeah, this feels like Andinster and Baskin saying, give us something that we're going to win this game on, and that's what they have right now. They're going to be in a good spot now to try and make that happen with this Camazotz and Thoth pick, respectively. When we take a look here closely at this duo lane, though, we talked a little bit about what this Ganesh can do. We can see what it can do in lane as well. Has pretty high damage for a Guardian. Can certainly help clear with that first ability.
Left side. Zapman in trouble. 3 players surrounded him. And Finch, what do we call that?
That's a first blood is what we call that. And a sprint helped it happen. They chased him down without any problem. Mask is coming over, though, to try and set up a bloodbath over here in the duo lane. Andinster with nowhere to go. Juking back in, but juking back towards NeiruMah. The dash came out as well. So is the knockup. NeiruMah's low. BaRRaCCuDDa finds that. Mask finds Andinster. Another trade. 2-for-1 overall in favor of SpaceStation.
BaRRa's in trouble, running right on back there, but he gets 1 kill, 1 assist, and right away, Andy makes the immediate impact on that rotation to the left side lane.
Angus came out from Metyankey. They're forced out by BaRRaCCuDDa to continue to step up into the relatively low soul. Baskin didn't rotate to this, though. He just stayed in mid and kept pushing.
Yeah, and I like this call. He's not only going to be able to get some of the farm onto that mid lane, he's going to strip some of the farm away from Metyankey because it's underneath the tower, and also strip some farm away from the enemy in the jungle. Trifecta knew all about it. Baskin walked over a ward, but there was nothing they could do because they committed so hard to the left side of the map, and they didn't even win there. SpaceStation come out of the entire mess 2-1.
Yeah, that's perfect really for SpaceStation game when you consider the commitment from Trifecta doesn't work out for them, and then Baskin even manages to punish them for it in mid. Not to mention Aquarius having a good time of things over here in the solo lane as Artio going up against this Amaterasu. Not too big a surprise, though. Amaterasu can struggle those first couple of early levels, and Artio does not have that same problem. No problem coming in and being able to get that clear to happen, so ScaryD is going to try and stay relevant for a little while. Once he, though, gets a little bit further into the game, he won't have a problem. We do see, though, going for this red buff over here is going to be andinster, trying to clean that one up and drop it. Probably for Baskin, who already has a red buff to his own name, it looks like here. I mean, they've done a real good job so far of getting him into a good spot. What I really want to see more of, though, is how well they're playing here as a unit. When that gank happened, you saw him come back towards the rest of his team when they started to push him out. in that duo lane. That was how BaRRaCCuDDa was able to come in and force out the Aegis from Metyankey, how they're able to find that return kill. I love the way SpaceStation Gamer are playing as a unit in these fights.
It's like they're all connected via strings, and when one player moves one way, the other moves another, like a marionette. Just all 5 players working in unison to really find the maximum potential for this team. And like I said, I mean, this is this is the team literally years in the making here, Finch, and I think that a lot of people on this team and off of this team are betting high.
Gonna be betting high. Metyankey is going aggressive. He knows he has Mask lying in the wait to try and help him out. andinster, though, not looking for a fight. He just backing up and trying to head back into his own jungle. ScaryD continuing to get bullied over there in the solo lane. That's gonna draw Mask over here. The dazzling offensive comes out, but just too short is the ultimate, forces him to go under the tower. He ends up cleaning it up in either way, but that was scary for half a second there.
Very fortunate. Very fortunate for Mask to the left side. Different story. NeiruMah is going to get stopped in his tracks real quick. There's the sprint and the counter sprint.
Doesn't have the knockup available for him, so he's not going to be able to finish that one off. Just barely making it out.
So barely. If BaRRaCCuDDa is able to be level 5 right there, clearly that's a kill.
Yeah. That was the small difference there. I mean, if he even had his first ability, I think he had to try and use it to help secure that purple buff, so even that would have been likely enough had he been able to land it to let them get the kill. Either way, though, they do force NeiruMah back for a while and try and force him to miss out on a little bit of farm. The minion wave had already been pushed up, so I think he'll be okay for that. But now, ticking over to level 5, while Zapman still level 3, is BaRRaCCuDDa. He can come back and continue trying to bully this lane.
Interesting. You know, you see this sometimes. The Hunter picking up the purple buff here.
That's right, yeah. And, you know, and sometimes we see that happening when they're going to be giving away the red buff, so just go ahead and let the Hunter have it, because NeiruMah might not even be particularly in lane that often. He's going to be rotating. So I'm trying to have some advantage against the enemy Hunter, but seemed to be the call here. Might even have been that last fight was so hectic over the purple buff. You know, he's just the one who stepped over. I mean, you know, could be anything.
Pings coming out, left side lane, wanting everybody to know that Jeff's going to be rejoining BaRRaCCuDDa here in the duel lane. Not too much of a threat, more of a return to homeostasis, but, you know.
Continuing this battle over here in the duo lane is going to be BaRRaCCuDDa and Zapman. Again, that ultimate's already available. Are they waiting?
Oh, they're going for it, but SpaceStation Gaming knew all about the ambush. Here come the ultimates, and big man damage onto Mask. Aquarius trying to chase, but he's got help.
Gets pulled back in. He gets pulled back in. Does Aquarius ScaryD finds a way to turn that kill back around after a good play from Mask. Baskin's here, though, and Baskin's going to try to help out. ScaryD so healthy, though, at this point. Going to be able to move right back under tower. So they saw them waiting, but they didn't see getting pulled back under the tower by Mask and turning that one around on the bear.
Poor choice there coming out from Aquarius. You've got to know that you've spent that long over there. There's going to be a rotation. Aquarius just goes a little bit too deep, gets himself killed for the second time already.
Rough.
We're not even 10 minutes in.
I know you like dogs.
Today is National Puppy Day.
Yeah, so as a dog might say.
That was rough.
Rough, yeah. Thanks, Tom, for going with me on that very short ride. Either way, Aquarius 0-2-0 right now over there in that solo lane. 1-0-1 for ScaryD. And again, I talked about this last game. I mean, ScaryD has been playing so well all day long. Both of these sets. I mean, he's looked great on this Trifecta roster. And we've talked a little bit about what their potential is. Well, as long as ScaryD is playing this way, their potential's high.
And I like the choice of ScaryD here to proxy this wave behind the enemy solo tower.
Yep.
This is going to give him the breathing room to go ahead and pick up this blue buff, no problem. Not that he's been invaded. I mean, it's an Artio. She's not necessarily going to win the lane, but she's not going to lose it. But she's not providing the pressure that ScaryD has to be afraid of. But just giving him wiggle room by proxy farming that wave behind the tower, giving him more time to do whatever he wants.
Both purple buffs are on SpaceStation Gaming, so again, they've been able to strip these buffs away from Zapman over here quite effectively. Looks like looking for the invade here is ScaryD. Does still have that dazzling offensive available and got the two-man stun to boot. Going to be able to leave. Wasn't quite able to take that buff away, but put out some good damage, and he's able to skedaddle on his way.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Expending the ultimate there. I don't think that ScaryD is going to be a part of any team fight anytime soon.
Silence is coming out, giving time for the airstrike to come out from BaRRaCCuDDa, and time for Baskin to rotate over and take Mask down. He blinked in aggressively to set that up and got punished.
Mask right now, he's doing what he needs to be doing. Right now, he needs to find this lead because he knows how devastating the JeffHindla is going to be on him a little bit later. So finding this early lead is ideal. And Mask wants to be omnipresent around the map, which he has done so far, but he can't be that aggressive. Calculated aggression is what you're looking for.
And it was just calm reactions from SpaceStation Gaming. Susano blinks in on my Jing, I'll just silence him.
Sure.
I'll just use my airstrike.
Right.
And Baskin just rotates over and finishes that kill up. SpaceStation Gaming have been here before. They knew how to handle that. Everyone got out of there, no problem. And instead, Mask is the one that takes his first death of the game. Now 2-1-1. Has that Crusher finished up, though, in the Warrior Tabi. He's ready to come out and try again.
Yeah, you can see some of the differences between these assassins. Characters like Camazotz and Daji are going to scale very highly, and that's why you see the Transcendence picked up for them. Raw power, and then a little bit of CDR once that charged Morningstar gets a little bit more gold into it. Whereas across the way from Mask, building into the Crusher, likely a Heartseeker after the fact, a little bit less about the scaling and more about just getting your cycle of abilities out there and hoping that the extra damage that the Crusher and the Heartseeker procs provide will be enough to assassinate your target.
Yeah, Crusher just kind of gives you everything you need. Parry, attack speed, power. I mean, it feels good on all these physical damage dealers, and Susano certainly is going to be able to reap the benefits of that, so we'll see how he ends up using it.
Yeah, there's like a trifecta,
yeah.
No pun intended, of 3 items that a lot of the junglers go for. Like I said, Camazotz and Daji and some of their choices being sort of odd men out. But when you're looking at Mask here, when you're looking at the Nemesises, it's all about boots, Crusher, Heartseeker.
Zapman takes a good bit of poke while he stops to drop down the Suns. andinster also finds Mask elsewhere on the map as the Hunters continue to duke it out. Trying to find a way out of here is ScaryD. Thoth still has the final judgment available, but so fast is this Amaterasu. They don't really have a way to catch back up to it, and Zapman's going to be fine in duo as well.
Pathing, A+, going beneath the tower, and if you notice, ScaryD actually turned. He literally looked both ways before he crossed the street. Baskin trying to set something up here. NeiruMah half HP.
Final Judgment doesn't quite find what it's looking for. Lurking in the waters is NeiruMah. I don't know if he's going to be able to lurk enough to get away from this. andinster, bad out of hell, chases him down, finds another kill. 3-1-1 for Andy.
Bat out of hell. What an ability. Completely immune during it. Ton of damage as well. Such a great character for diving the backline. Really, really, really important. And he's just able to dab all day.
Dab on him?
Dive all backlines.
I thought Totally was off today.
No, dive all backlines. It's just an acronym.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, that's fine. andinster doing so well on this Camazotz. Camazotz been so highly valued, as you mentioned. He's so safe up there in the ultimate while still being able to do that return damage. And this is something that we've seen not just from Camazotz, but from... Oh, wow, that bounce was sick.
Zapman finds it.
That bounce was sick on the BaRRaCCuDDa. Nothing more comes from it, but you know that
I don't care.
Check, you know.
Play for the Jiffy Cap, man. I like to see that, and I'm going to be that guy. Wasn't luck. He predicted BaRRaCCuDDa's movement into the jungle and knew exactly where to bounce that. When you talk to and one of the fun things about this is that Season 4, every hunter at a competitive level, Taco included, were able to tell you exactly where those Hou-Yi bounces are found. A lot of homework that these players have to do to refine those angles.
Yeah, there used to be like pictures out showing where you can line up those Hou-Yi ricochets that the pros were putting out. They're trying to get that knowledge out there, so it's certainly something that they keep track of, and they have in their heads for sure.
I mean, that one particular choke point that we just saw the camera on over by the Gold Fury is really rife for triple bounces all damn day. These choke points into the lane, there's 3 here on the left side, entrances into the dual lane. These also are prime spots, which is why I said that that's not a mistake. Or getting lucky. Zapman absolutely knew that he could bounce in that little corridor and find BaRRaCCuDDa.
Look how well this Jingwei passive is working for BaRRaCCuDDa. Transcendence and the Ninja Tabi are already done, already fully stacked for him, and Zapman instead is just basically getting started with him. Metyankey, though, blown up in the middle lane. Final Judgment went on top of the Aegis. Maybe he had to rush a little bit too soon?
Yeah, no, he was still in the disapparated. Baskin knows better than that. Let's just, even players like Baskin, you're not perfect, but Mask looking for the pull. Love that because Baskin dashes down. The siren went off, and Trifecta looking for the fight, but it's Andy that's able to bite first.
Metyankey's in the back doing battle with Aquarius as well, able to fend off the bear for now. ScaryD trapped here right at that tier 1 tower line, and Baskin happened to throw in damage. It's really NeiruMah who ends up very, very hurt. And where does the rest of SpaceStation Gaming go? They turn their attention towards the Gold Fury, trying to force Zapman into a 3v1 battle to defend it. Instead, his presence is enough. They have to give it up.
Yeah, Zapman, he's got the stuns available to him, but right underneath the tower, ScaryD in some trouble.
Good stun.
Stunned by Baskin, but wiggling away from the damage.
ScaryD able to avoid the rest of the damage from Basket, so he'll be okay underneath that tower. Zapman just showing his face, though, as you said, with those suns was enough for them to not be able to pull down that Gold Fury or feel safe that he would be able to take it away from them.
Again, threat of activation. Just having that ult, that's why Thoth can be so scary. Just having the ult available makes you want to walk away. Sun's very early from Zapman. This could be trouble. Trifecta still able to confirm that. A little quick on the trigger finger was that.
Yeah, everybody back from SpaceStation Gaming and Trifecta were like, well, I mean, if they're not here, let's just take it then. And that's exactly what they do. Look at that drop down on the gold chart.
Is it really burglary if you leave the garage door open?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm seeing right here. There was the garage door open, the keys was in the infinity, and Trifecta just walked in and drove away. No big deal. SpaceStation Gaming leaving everything open right there, and Metyankey just, that's what we call an okie doke. You just got okie doked, man.
Trifecta, though, kept this game much closer than it could have otherwise been. That gold swing, not just in their own favor, but gold that SpaceStation now does not get. Going to help even this game back out. As you said, Metyankey, though, took that spill. That was actually his first time falling this game. Pyromancer being pulled. Andinster's on it. Has Baskin help him out with the damage. ScaryD's over here on this side of the map, so certainly has a chance to try and stop this. Final Judgment available if they want to use it to try and contest it. It does end up going, looks the way of Trifecta.
You can see I'm not the world's greatest. I am the world's greatest. But you can tell, if you haven't noticed, that little fireball that comes up and goes to somebody's base, that'll tell you who picked up the Pyromancer. And it went all the way to Trifecta's fountain. And just a really, again,
that's
new
exactly
ScaryD
right.
in Season 5.
Well, yes, new ScaryD, and give him all the praise that he's earned. That's the second objective that you felt was SpaceStation's that Trifecta have now walked away with. That time outright stolen. The other one that they are the ones that won the fight, but Trifecta catch them all backing. SpaceStation, man, giving up, letting Trifecta hang in this match.
Yeah, the objective secure and confirmed from SSG, not really there. Need to see a better job of zonage, honestly. And I guess that with JeffHindla, that's on Jeff and Aquarius. I mean, they have to be able to make those plays.
Instead, ScaryD kind of just comes up and takes it. Again, continuing to show improvement is the solo laner here for Trifecta, and impressing certainly here this season. That gold lead now only about, 11, 1,200, 16 minutes in. I mean, that is not substantial at all, despite the 7-3 kill lead that SpaceStation Gaming are enjoying. And we continue to have a close match between these two teams here, Tom.
ScaryD doing a great job in that solo lane, even outside of the team fight. He's fighting these proxy waves. He's proxy farming the waves, which means he's constantly in the enemy jungle. Those last couple of experience camps, guess who they've belonged to? ScaryD. Now, you see the Artio up there by his blue buff. Sure, he's trading his blue buff outright, but his jungler Mask, ScaryD's jungler has been able to pick up his own jungle. So it's just blue for blue, and ScaryD's picking up some extra experience elsewhere as well.
Man, when they look back...
Oh, no, actually, nice steal right there. ScaryD doesn't get his own blue buff.
No, able to come over and pick that one up as Aquarius. Now he's trying to make the back happen with that one around his waist, yeah.
I apologize. Not his own blue buff, but these solo laners have traded their blue buff so often that it feels like Scary's blue buff is on the close side and Aquarius's is on the chaos.
They've got those traded out now. Come back over to try and catch that wave. It's going to get a couple shots in the tower, but shouldn't be too big a deal there for Aquarius over there on the solo side of the map. Yeah, he's able to come over and shut this down before he ends up losing anything. No problemo.
Yeah, don't forget, you're still getting gold for those minions that get hit under the tower, albeit a whole lot less, but it's more than zero.
Not going to actually fire that one off near much, a little bit too far away. Sprint, though, was forced out. It looks like that one came off of NeiruMah himself, so he'll be able to get out of there, but at the cost of that relic.
So Trifecta right here, trailing by about 2,000 gold, but it seems like the momentum has been in their favor by way of objective steals and just clever play. SpaceStation Gaming right now, and this is kind of why you're seeing them kind of give up these objectives. They don't care. Take the Gold Fury. Take the Pyro. We're just going to beat you up.
And they are winning these fights. That's how it's gone so far. But, I mean, let's take a look back at how has the set gone so far. Game 1 was Trifecta. It was very, very close. Trifecta gets a win, goes to Fire Giant, steals it, and they just lose the game off that. Game 2 is Trifecta, like, grinding out this close match. Now when it's on SpaceStation to try and grind it out, Trifecta is hanging right there with them. I mean, by this point, Trifecta had started to build a lead for themselves in Game 2. SpaceStation, not so much.
And a lot of it has to do with the solo lane. ScaryD is, again, playing the Amaterasu. ScaryD on one of his higher profile gods here, looking very clean here in the setup. And you know, like I said, one of the nice things, one of the interesting things is that there have been a number of players that have gone, in my eyes, from some of the worst players in the league to some of the best. Ooh, BaRRaCCuDDa gets read there like a book.
Airstrike?
No kill just yet. But, I mean, thinking about players like Variety that have seemingly come out of nowhere. I mean, ScaryD, comparatively speaking to what I saw last year, it was very early in the season. Trifecta just bringing it out right now. But I'm saying I would love to see ScaryD turn a page here in Season 5.
That's what it looks like we're getting. We can keep this level up that we've seen from him today. It certainly looks like he's ready to turn that corner, Tom.
You know what it is for me, Finch? He keeps getting picked up by really strong teams. The pros know something that we don't.
Yeah.
And for a lot of these players, they either perform very well in scrims or just do well elsewhere and have trouble bringing it up on the big stage. ScaryD looks like he's finally made that transition to the big show. And we're sitting here saying, you know, he's gone from bad to good. But the people that keep picking up on teams, I think they're saying, no, he's always been good. He's just finally able to execute at the highest level.
Seeing it come out now. We're also seeing SpaceStation Gaming grouping up on this left-hand side of the map. The Gold Fury's here, and they're trying to get a pick or force a fight to set it up. Zapman taking half his health and forced to jump away from andinster's poke. Now they've got control of this Gold Fury area. ScaryD's here, though. We've seen him steal one objective already.
Zapman has to go back to base, so you won't have the threat of the suns falling down against the opposition. But SpaceStation Gaming, neither team really willing to go for that objective just yet. Aquarius going to pick up a free tower on the right side.
Now, Tom, we're seeing a difference here of opinion, it looks like, in these builds. They both built the Transcendence, both built the boots, obviously, but then we see Bloodforge coming out here for Zapman on the Ho-Yi, and then Devo's gloves coming out for BaRRaCCuDDa over here in the Jing Wei.
I like the Bloodforge. I touched upon it earlier, where you don't have the luxury of always stacking this up. Now BaRRaCCuDDa, he's got 51 stacks on it right now. Zapman can fight now, and BaRRaCCuDDa can fight with 51 stacks. But that period of time between fully stacked Devo gloves and let's say 0 stacks and like 40 stacks on the Devo gloves compared to a fully finished Bloodforge, Zapman's going to have the upper hand until this Devo gloves gets finished. And Zapman's looking to fight as soon as he buys that item. BaRRaCCuDDa with that Jing Wei passive looking to farm up a little more.
Looking for damage on the mask over the wall is Baskin. They are considering going ahead and pulling this Gold Fury and trying to force a fight. Our SpaceStation Gaming. They've dropped it for now. Oracle's about to come back up. They'll be happy to settle for that free vision that they can grab here. That can't be contested. ScaryD has his face showing around the corner, though. And Andster in the back on the Camazotz. Going to have to run away after getting a little bit of poke.
ScaryD, I like the push out. Nice positioning coming out from around there. Just able to make sure that nobody's going to seep into this pit and look for a pick on his teammates.
Tom, this is it, though. This is Game 3, and it is so apparent on the shoulders of these players to me right now how important this match is. They know that without this Game 3, they get nothing out of this. They cannot afford to take this Gold Fury if they can't guarantee it. They don't want a 50-50 here right now. They need this win, and these two teams are both, I'm not going to say hesitant. They know how important this is. The weight of this match is apparent. The sprints come out, though. They're finally ready to go for the push. Zapman already at half health. Darwin Pillars have come out, but everybody's outside of it now. Blinking his mask, pulls in 2 more members, and on the back is ScaryD with the dazzling offensive airstrike to get BaRRaCCuDDa out of there for now. Going back in, actually looks like his andinster bad out of hell. He's going to use that just for the escape route.
Trifecta still have a lot of tools available to them. Metyankey has his ultimate available. NeiruMah and Zapman also have their ultimates available. Baskin got the long range, and that's going to be nice for SpaceStation Gaming, but Trifecta right now have the tools. I'd like to see them push forward and utilize the fact that Metyankey and Zap both have these giant area-denying ultimates. PS, lurking in the waters, doing the same thing. Trifecta can just walk up to a tower and siege it by way of Sobek ult right now. I really would have liked to see them group up and sort of pick that tower, but instead they've chosen to spread out and look for some individual farm, making sure that SpaceStation Gaming can't punish them.
BaRRaCCuDDa trying to see if he can find Zapman. He's going to jump in aggressively. Suns immediately drop down on top of himself. They're zoned away, though, by the sun. They can't continue to chase in. Perfect positioning. Tom, I was just going to say they both used 5 relics in that fight. The difference was, though, that the relics of all the squishies were gone. Metyankey still has Aegis and beads. It's not going to matter, though. They force everyone out, and SpaceStation can come take this Gold Fury for free.
Exactly. Dual lane pushed out. Everybody knows ScaryD is proxy farming on the right side of the map, so SpaceStation can pick up that Gold Fury, no problem. And now with the first substantial lead of the game, just shy of 4,000 gold, SpaceStation are looking to make this play, and I love what Andy does. As soon as he gets this lead, looking right to the enemy team.
Well, Metyankey was the one that did have the relics available. I don't even think he had to use them. Dharmic Pillars to try and catch down NeiruMah. Final Judgment goes through. Not quite enough to finish off Sobek, who's going to escape within an inch of his life. Instead, they turn their attention now back towards Pyromancer, which is at half health. ScaryD trying to be zoned away. Blinked in. Dazzling offensive is going to come out from him. He's found the stun on top of Baskin, but the Pyromancer was secured by SpaceStation.
Now, nice dash away from JeffHindla because Trifecta are looking for the follow-up kill. Baskin going to be shut down by Mask, and if Trifecta are able to get enough picks here, they can look for the Fire Giant. That's why we see a nice dash coming from BaRRaCCuDDa to be both safe and deny the pick on his backing Guardian.
And I like this. They can't entirely leave here because then Trifecta can just take the Fire Giant. So BaRRaCCuDDa, andinster, they have to stick around. Putting in poke on ScaryD, trying not to let this one get taken away for free. BaRRaCCuDDa jumps away from the pull. I like that. That's going to keep him safe from Mask. Andinster going to keep pushing. And they're going to have to back off. This is exactly what they needed. Trifecta finally get forced off this objective. SpaceStation could not afford to leave there.
Great play by SpaceStation Gaming. I'm going to borrow a term from hockey, and we'll call that a penalty kill or a power play kill. They were down 4-5 and still actually found some of the breathing room, and he gets a surprise kill on the right-hand side. Will he be punished, or will he be able to lifesteal through this?
He does still have that. Oh, there it is. Bad out of hell. He goes right up into the air. Can he find it? Double kill really for andinster over here. He should have gotten 0 kills. Yes, he trades his life out, but he gets 2. Now it's ScaryD, Metyankey, and Zapman left standing against 4 members of SpaceStation. They're not all here, though, so it's still actually a 3v2, at least for the second, as now Baskin rotates in.
Yeah, it was a really important kill coming out from andinster. Making sure that his team is able to really do what they want to do, but now ScaryD pushing up a little too far, dodges the ultimate away from Baskin.
Aegis was used by BaRRaCCuDDa to get him out of that one too, but lands right into the middle of Aquarius and Baskin, who find no problems taking care of that one. Metyankey drops the ult down on top of himself. Not going to be enough. 4 members dead. NeiruMah and Mask are about to respawn, but just about everyone else is standing around this Fire Giant now for SpaceStation. This fight, it's been long and it's been in SpaceStation's favor.
This is the Fire Giant that they've earned. We'll see if Scary can repeat what he did before. BaRRa does see him, though, so he's not going to be able to get away with it for free.
I would like if they could trade on this one. I really think they'd rather have BaRRaCCuDDa actually on the objective, and then maybe Baskin and JeffHindla are the ones trying to zone him out. Either way, though, everyone's here now. NeiruMah's here.
Ooh, the pull.
Mask is here as well. He has pulled in 2 members, but they don't have the follow-up that they traditionally do. Dharmic Pillars comes out, but Baskin's so low, lurking in the waters, is going to have a way to chase after him, but doesn't have enough damage. He's able to get away. Is Baskin. ScaryD, no, not going to let him leave for free. Dazzling offensive. Shuts that one down. Finds the stun as well. In the backline, andinster trying to keep away NeiruMah from coming in and saving the life of the solo laner who died to eliminate Baskin, or very well could die here to try and eliminate Baskin. The knockup comes out too. Tier 1 tower, that's enough. BaRRaCCuDDa gets credit for that.
ScaryD trying to kill himself to the tower, but unfortunately BaRRaCCuDDa had tagged him a little bit earlier, so he was able to go ahead and find the credit for the kill, even though he might not be the one who finds the last hit, still reaping the benefits. Wonderful stuff there coming out from Tier 1 tower.
No Fire Giant though, Tom. No one was able to get that objective in that fight. It was just too close. andinster caught here in the mid lane, dancing at the Suns with Zapman and Metyankey. That was just too much. As great as the play was from andinster over there in solo lane, that one was rough in the mid. Gets caught out.
Yeah, I mean, there's no celebration for Zapman there. Just shot him in the face as a late game hunter. Like, good job, buddy. You did what you're supposed to do. Baskin or andinster gonna sit down for the 3rd time this contest.
That could be very important. And now Trifecta have a chance to pull this. They don't have Scary D here still, but andinster has been very, very strong for SpaceStation so far. This is almost done. Is this Fire Giant? Aquarius goes in to try and force them off, but the ultimate's dropped on top. SpaceStation are the ones who pull away with the Fire Giant objective. Metyankey's very low, as is Zapman in the back. SpaceStation have a chance to pull off yet another huge Fire Giant defense. Baskin finds one. That's 2 members, 3 members down for Trifecta. Double kill for SpaceStation. Aquarius finds one of his own. 4 members down. Once again, the Fire Giant fight just goes wrong for Trifecta.
The Hindla Swindler. That's what I used to call him way back when. Supports used to be the focal point of those objectives because of a certain item. Who cares? Jeff made a name for himself once upon a time on stealing objectives. Comes through, drops the box, takes home the Fire Giant. Wonderful play. JeffHindla out of control. We saw this in game 1.
No, this is exactly how it happened before. Can they do it again? SpaceStation with a fight on the Fire Giant, find a way to break into the Titan room. They use the Purification Beast to avoid the dazzling offensive. Sobek's here, but is he going to be enough? They still got some more damage. Dashing in is Baskin. Tom, I don't think Trifecta can stop this. I think SpaceStation have it. I think they're going to be able to take this set 2-1, and they do over Trifecta.
Absolutely wonderful stuff coming out from SpaceStation Gaming, but you gotta feel for the guys on Trifecta.
Yes.
Not once, but 2 times they fall victim to a stolen Fire Giant, beat up in the ensuing team fight, and then directly into the Titan.
It was almost the exact same scenario in this one, but let's go ahead. We got to hear from you all in that crazy match. Who do you think is going to be the MVP? Make sure you're voting in Mixer chat for us so we can know who you all think was the real star of that match. Tons of candidates for it, but wow, once again, 4-man wipe at the Fire Giant and lose the game off of it. Let's go ahead and get it back over to the desk. Break it down for us.
Thank you very much, guys. Wow, Trifecta end up losing again around the Fire Giant. Taco, if you're Trifecta, I think that you just take a break from FG for a little bit. You know, you win by a lot. Get 10 Gold Furies before you go to your next Fire Giant.
Trifecta is going to start having flashbacks anytime they look for the Fire Giant in future games, and for good reason. Aquarius kind of just rolls up in there as the big bear and headbutts the Fire Giant for the hot dub.
It was either Aquarius's forehead strike right into the Fire Giant or that Ganesha ult from JeffHindla. Either way, a Guardian ripped away the Fire Giant over top of Soul ult there. I mean, tons of burst, but little increments of damage like Ganesha ult can kind of sneak in there and steal it away. Even that, 200 burst from Aquarius could end up being enough as well. Tough stuff for the guys on Trifecta.
It's just everything that happened as soon as that Fire Giant was secured as well. And it was bad enough the first time it happened, but when it happens a second time, and you know for a fact that Trifecta, they're going to pull this Fire Giant, and they're all just talking to each other like, hey man, make sure that we don't lose this one. We got to secure it. Baskin, not here. Check. Artio, no problem.
Should be
just
good,
ignore
right?
it. This is fine.
Yeah, yeet. Easy steal for Aquarius right there.
Easy frags. Shout outs to Aquarius on the bear. He was doing some pretty serious gaming all around from these guys.
Really was. SpaceStation escape with the 2-1 victory. Fire Giant kind of wearing an SSG jersey in that one. It felt like it was possibly Aquarius that stole it away. Could have been JeffHindla as well. Chat, they went with JeffHindla as your MVP, a support player getting some recognition. It must be JeffHindla because he seems to be one of the few that chat really loves, but certainly deserved this time around. He was phenomenal this game.
Just all over the place, and that's kind of what you were expecting to see out of this Athena. I mean, the whole point of picking a guy with the global ultimate, get a little bit of that damage mitigation, super important, especially against those high burst gods that Trifecta was really trying to elect for. Most particularly looking towards that Susano and the Soul combination. Metyankey rocking that Soul in the mid lane, and I like the mentality there, but I think where it really started to collapse is when Mask gets caught underneath the T2 tower, and he just tries to aggress against andinster, and Andy ends up getting a 2 for himself, a 2-for-1 pretty much.
Yeah.
and pretty good for their 3v1.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff was great on the Athena earlier on in the set, phenomenal on that Ganesha as well towards the end of the game. So congratulations for SpaceStation Trifecta. So close, yet so far. Let's take a look at the standings after today. We've wrapped up everything for both EU and NA. We did all of the NA sets today, at least 3 of them that you saw. SpaceStation, CLG sitting up top at that 2-0 slot. Trifecta, disappointing 0-2. So close to finding either one of those set victories, honestly. Let's take a look at the schedule for next week in North America. We had plenty of amazing battles. The upset of the week, certainly this time around, was LG over E United. Can't wait to see what we've got in store for next week. E United will try and get themselves in the win column as we open up Wednesday. It's E United versus that CLG squad, SpaceStation versus CLG. In that second game, it's Trifecta for E United. It's late, you guys, you get it. Trifecta up against Splice will kick us off on Friday, straight into LG versus SpaceStation. The BaRRa Jeff combo against their old organization. Weakening the squad, gonna try and keep the ball rolling, and they'll do so again as they face off against Splice LG with the doubleheader next Friday. That does it for a phenomenal day of North America Smite. Thank you so much for staying up with us and spending your Friday with us here at the hi-rez studios. But don't worry, just because the work week is ending doesn't mean we're ending. Smite Minor League starting tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that tomorrow afternoon, I believe a 1 p.m. Eastern start time. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.